Good evening, all. After a long time, I am preparing the video in YouTube. Hopefully, all of you have subscribed my YouTube, that is Agribusiness a Journey. During the course of the academia, I found that one area has maximum link in my domain area of agribusiness management, or you can say that agribusiness management is the replica of the agritourism, and if you strengthen the agritourism sectors, then definitely you have to strengthen the agribusiness management. Agritourism means that is the agriculture and tourism. One side, farmers are facing the difficulties to sustain in the agriculture sectors, and the next generations are not showing the interest to stay in the agriculture forever. If you are connect the agriculture with the tourism sector by changing the mindset in context to the business scenario, then definitely yes, a way of hope will generated among the farming communities by increasing their income. When I prepared this video, I found that in 2024, or in the time within the time frame of last 10 years, whatever the schemes are coming, if we will connect all schemes or the agenda of the government in one frame, then one segment that comes into picture, or you can say that one niche market that comes into picture, that is agritourism. Then the questions arise, which are the major area that need to be connected with the agritourism sector to safeguard the interest of all the stakeholders. One is doubling the farmers' income. You all know that our farmers on an average are getting around 10,000 rupees per year from their income, or you can say that 10,000 rupees per year from their agriculture sector. If this is the scenario, it is highly needed to increase the farmers' income from their livelihood or from their enterprise. If you don't do that, then farmers will leave their way of cultivation practices and going to the manufacturing and service sectors. We all know that the income turnover from manufacturing sector and the service sectors are bit less than the agriculture sector. If you put money in the agriculture sector, you have to wait for 4 to 6 months for getting that benefit. But in the manufacturing and service sectors, is very less. So ultimately, to overcome the poverty, people migrate from rural sector to the urban sectors. Doubling the farmers' income is one of the agenda of the government, and government are thinking about that from 2014 onwards. And agritourism is that parts and parcel among your localities by which you can think about how to increase the double the farmers' income. One district, one product. This is another area where government thinking about that to reaping the benefit from the agriculture practices by which if you cultivate one commodity from one district, then your supply will be increased. That helps to drive more agro processing industry towards your localities by which your employment and income generation can be enhanced. Though one district one product is one agenda of the government, but through agrotourism practices you can reaping the benefit of the wine tourisms, or you can say that the grape tourisms. You can reaping the benefit through apple industries or apple tourisms. You can reaping the benefit by creating a geographical indication areas by which more and more tourists will come to your areas, and as a farmer you can getting the benefit. Agro entrepreneurship and agribusiness management is another area government thinking about that, and more startup SSIP are coming to these market areas. If you are more and more entrepreneurs are coming, then it has been observed that 60% startups are mainly managed by the non-agriculture professionals. If agriculture professionals will come to that scenario, then things will be more alluring for the agriculture professionals or the farming community. And agritourism is one agenda where agri-entrepreneurs will connect to that. We all know that agribusiness management is the bouquet of entrepreneurship. If you strengthen the agribusiness management, you have to strengthen the entrepreneurs, and that entrepreneurs will be connected with agritourism sectors. Make in India is another area or the priority sector of the government. Government always think that how to reduce the import from the other countries, how we will be self-sufficient by creating our products, how to be self-sufficient to strengthen our rural sectors, how to be self-sufficient to fulfill our need from our own resources. And agritourism is that answers that connect the parts and parcel of the Make in India concept. We all know that the importance of the vocal for local. Previously we said that the globalization will change the scenario and we will all become the global one. Now we are relook our local sector. The term coming now, that is the glocal, the globalizations and local. We have to think in both the directions. In that context, we should be loud upon whatever the output or whatever the product we have generated from our local resources. And we all know that how COVID-19 or during the time of COVID-19, how we have been self-sufficient by the production or from our local areas. Sustainable development goal, it is another agenda of the government. You all know that in sustainable development goal, numbers of parameters are around 17 parameters are there. Out of the 17 parameters, few parameters are more relevant in line of the agri-tourisms, that is the responsible consumption and productions, gender equalities. These are the areas we have to think about, and that will be answered by the agri-tourism sectors. Skill India, because it is highly pertinent one to think about how to develop our skills, because people are migrating from rural sector to urban one. Demand of the manufacturing and service sector has been generated in regular manner. If you strengthen or if you enrich your Skill India practices, then one area or one niche market segment, that is the agri-tourism, will be benefited more in that direction, because agri-tourism is not a product. Agri-tourism is not a service. It is the experience of the tourist by which they can give some money, and that money will be helps to increase the income of the farmers. And Skill India will be another areas will be benefited by strengthening the agri-tourism sectors. Another is the diversifications. When you are going for the agri-tourism segment, you have to cultivate the practices of the dairy, fisheries, agriculture, horticulture and other services incorporated in the agritourism sectors. That leads to diversification. Our so-called monocropping practices have been changed to the diversification practices, by which we have to reduce the risk. In a nutshell, I just highlight that From doubling the farmers' income to the one district, one product to the agro entrepreneurship to the Make in India to the vocal for local to SDD, Sustainable Development Goal to the Skill India to the diversification, one answer come into picture that need to be think about, that need to be relooked. That is the agritourism sectors. And if you strengthen the agribusiness, you have to strengthen the agro entrepreneurship. You need to think about agritourism sectors in detail. Hopefully, you all enjoying my videos. Try to subscribe from regular basis. I will put the videos and it will be helpful for you to drive some concept for further research. Thank you all. Thank you watching my video.